People who sleep naked. Why? I paid for 400 threads, I'm going to use them all. IDC about that, my clothes get twisted all over me and when it gets hot in the middle of the night can't fix it. Exactly, this is why. It's ultimately more comfortable any way you look at it, but it's the twisting of the clothes that necessitates it. I used to wear boxers to sleep until I kept waking up in a thong. I've been sleeping naked ever since. If I fall asleep wearing underwear I will wake up with them off, same with shirts. I never remember it happening, my body just rejects it, lol. It's comfortable, but people do give me a hard time when I sleep on the plane. Plane floors are gross, so I do still keep my shoes on, because I'm willing to fight a burglar with my dick out. Joey, do you like movies about gladiators? This reminds me of the time my husband thought someone was trying to break into the house and came down the steps wearing only a t-shirt and a head wrap. He had long hair at the time, carrying a gun, no pants. Out. Turns out that the intruder was a raccoon. It was one of the funniest fucking things I have ever seen. I roll over and over all night long. If I have a shirt on it twists around me and chokes me. I'm imagining you doing a human variation of the crocodile death roll. Nice try, big pajama. The wife and I have been sleeping naked for our entire married lives, 35 years. There's just something about being naked with someone you love for 8 hours at a time. Look at this guy bragging about getting 8 hours of sleep, damn you. Clothes make me sweat too much when I'm sleeping. I also get more airflow when I'm naked asleep and I wake up nice and cool. The kitty like air. You gotta let it breathe, lol. Expensive sheets feel really good. It's incredibly comfortable. I don't see how people even sleep with clothes on. Agreed, I tend to spin a lot in bed. Cloths bunch up / drag. Took about a week to get used to it. I don't plan to go back. I like to give the darkness something to think about. Why do people sleep with clothes? Just a preference to sleep naked. I wear boxer briefs and just sleep in those, but I can see how it could be beneficial to sleep naked in case a burglar comes in. I can get up and disarm him with laughter from my tiny wiener. I'm very sweaty at anything 5 degrees above room temperature and would rather not wake up in a puddle with irritated eczema. I used to sleep in underwear, then I started waking up naked randomly a few years ago, then I noticed I'm actually more comfortable naked. I figure my subconscious made the decision, and it wasn't a bad decision. I was away on business in my hotel room. It was close to bedtime, so I jumped in the shower. When I got out and decided I didn't want clothes on, hung out like that until bed, decided I still didn't want clothes on, so went to bed. I woke up and thought, that was nice, and kept doing it. I love it. I wear clothes all day. Why would I not want to maximize my rest by sleeping in my most comfortable state? Also, feeling a woman's body next to mine whilst sleeping nude feels great. Once you start doing it, you can't go back to sleeping with your clothes on because it feels weird. I have a friend who used to sleep naked, not sure why, don't care to ask, but here is the story of why he doesn't sleep naked anymore. One night he wakes up at about 3 in the morning and thinks, man, did I forget to close the garage door? So he walks downstairs and into the garage, sees that the garage door is closed, but as he turns to go back into the house, the inner door shuts and is somehow locked. So there he is, standing naked in the garage with no keys and no way to get back in the house. At that point he remembers that his next door neighbor has a spare key to his house. He searches the garage desperately for some pants, or a blanket, anything to cover his shame, but is only able to find a child's wetsuit belonging to his son, who was staying with his mother that week. He tries to squeeze his fat, naked ass into the wetsuit, but is only able to pull it barely above his waist. He then musters up as much pride as he can, and walks next door to his neighbor's house. He knows his neighbor is home, because the squad car he drives in his day job as a police officer is parked in the driveway. So standing there, at 3 a.m., barely squeezed into a child's wetsuit, he bravely knocks on his police officer neighbor's door. After a minute or so, he hears some noises inside, and finally the front door opens. The police officer's wife appears in the doorway, half awake in her robe, and asks, somewhat suspiciously, is something wrong? Hey, funny story, stammers my friend in reply, and that was the last night he ever slept naked.